Hey folks. Okay, I have arrived in Budapest, and I'm experiencing the sheer thrill that is the subway system here. It actually has a pretty good subway system, as far as I can tell. I mean, it seems pretty shiny. They have multi-ethnic ads on the wall, which seems very modern and what's the word I'm looking for? Not tolerant, but progressive, I guess. I'm just waiting for another train to show up because the trains here are really awesomely old. They are these incredibly rusty kind of relics, which I'm told are from Russia. So I'm just waiting for another train to show up. And actually, while we're waiting, let me explain some of these symbols here. So that station with the circle signifies you are here. That's where we are now. The arrows mean that you proceed along that way. That station with the X, that X means it's an intersection. It's a transfer station where two lines meet. And actually,
it's 3 lines.
Oh, okay. And that particular station is 3 lines. I'm here with my friend Tobal. He is an internet friend of mine who I'm meeting here for the first time, and he is guiding me through Budapest, which is good because I would be totally lost here otherwise. I literally do not speak one single word of Hungarian, and I don't even have a map of the city, so I'd basically be completely lost. I feel from this draft there's probably going to be a train coming soon. Yes, I see light coming from the tunnel there. So let me film the train as it comes in because these trains are awesome. They look like they're about 50 years old. Here in the subway station, which we just got off at, which is close to Lyoster, there's this statue of a dog and a guy beckoning to it, except he's not doing a very good job because the dog is facing away from him and will not notice. What a shame. Okay, folks, I hope I can be forgiven for assuming that this was a cathedral. It certainly is built up like one, but it is not. This is actually the Parliament building. It's certainly well, it is obviously Gothic architecture. It's certainly an unusual architecture style for the Parliament building, at least that I've seen. There's the Hungarian flag, and there's actually, there are a couple more of them flying over. I guess that's the front door there, front entrance. So yeah, Budapest Parliament building, pretty awesome, very stately. One thing I forgot to mention also, apparently Hungarians are quite proud of the fact that this building is 10 meters wider, you said?
Longer.
Oh, longer. 10 meters longer than the equivalent Parliament building in London. So, yes, the Hungarians outdid the English. Booyah! Okay, folks, so we're here on the banks of, actually, what's the name of the river?
Danube.
Danube. Oh, this is the Danube.
Danube, yeah.
Oh. Like the same one that the Waltz of the Blue Danube is about?
Yes, yes.
Oh wow! I didn't even realize. This is the world-famous, critically acclaimed Danube River running through the middle of Budapest. Awesome. Okay, and this view here, I'm actually just in front of that Parliament building that I was just showing off. Oh, the sign even says Library of the Hungarian Parliament. That's nice. So here we go. So here on the banks of the river, what can we see? Perhaps most significant is that, is it a castle? It's a castle, right?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
So that's the Buddha Castle, spelled B-U-D-A. It has nothing to do with Buddha, as in the spiritual leader, as in Buddhism. Nothing to do with that Buddha. It's just B-U-D-A Castle, which I guess shares a similar root with where the city of Budapest gets its name, right? I got to. Well, the castle is called Buddha Castle, and the city is Budapest. So I assume there has to be some shared root there because they both start with Buddha. I'm gonna assume there's probably some connection there, but maybe.
Yes. Well, there were two towns, Buda and Pest,
Oh, I see. Okay.
and
They merged.
they merged. Yes.
Interesting. Okay. That bridge over there is significant. That is, it's simply called the Chain Bridge, but that was the first bridge to span the Danube. Was it the first bridge to span the river here in Budapest or anywhere?
I think it's just in Budapest.
Just in Budapest. Okay. So this was the first bridge in Budapest to span the Danube. So it's historically significant. I think it was built in like the like in the mid 19th century, so like 1850, somewhere around that time, something close to that. There's another bridge called, I think it's called the Fisherman's Bastion or something like that, which is kind of misleading because it was never a bastion, it was never used for military purposes, and it was also, I don't think it has much to do with fishermen either, but you can't really see it from here. I think that that tower is probably one of the towers of it. It's just a nice little bridge that goes over a river. It's kind of cool to look at. Obviously you can't really see it very well from here because this building's in the way, but you can see something. And if my camera would focus a little bit, there's some kind of a temple back there, which we're not aware of the significance of, but it is quite impressive, and it does rather dominate that section of the skyline from here, so I'm going to guess that it has some significance.
Well, that's the temple where, well, not all, but at least some of our kings got crowned.
Okay. So historically it was very significant as a place where royalty was crowned and basically brought into the fold, I guess you could say. Okay, that's pretty awesome. And here are some other random towers, which I guess are probably not as significant, but still nice. And over there it looks like you have some random office buildings, a less historic part of the district. And behind us, there's just a nice little park with a statue of some guy sitting, doing something. We're going to go take a walk, but before we do, I just want to show off the subway ticket. This is my subway ticket. When you go into the subway, you put it into a machine and it punches that notch there. And the 9 squares on the at the top of the ticket there might lead you to suggest that it would you could use the ticket 9 times, like maybe it's a 9-ride ticket, but it's actually a single-use ticket. It even says so, single ticket. The 320 number there is, I'm sorry, I already forgot. What's the...
That's...
forint.
Yes.
There we go, forint, okay. Forint is the Hungarian currency. Even though Hungary is a European Union country, it has not yet integrated into the euro, and given the problems that the Eurozone has been having, it probably won't actually for a while, not anytime in the near future, as Tobal tells me. But this ticket costs 320 forint, which is about €1. So the forint is actually about 1/10 the value of the Russian ruble, which is saying quite a lot. But there you go. It's this is my ticket. I'm going to throw it away now because it has been punched and it's of no use anymore. Okay, folks. So here we are standing at the base of the Chain Bridge. You can see it's being guarded by two lions who are diligently making sure that no cars will cross the bridge. I don't think they're doing a very good job, though. Let's see. You can see also the river in context there. That's very nice. And you told me something about the bridge. I already forgot what it was. You told me something significant about this bridge.
It was built by Kossuth Lajos.
Oh, right. Who's the same guy who was in that park that we were just at? The guy,
Yes.
or maybe not the guy in the statue you said, but at least the name. The park was named after him.
Yes.
What's his name?
Kossuth Lajos.
Kossuth Lajos. Okay. I'll have to look that up later. Over there, let's see if I can zoom in on it. It's way up there. But that is what's called the Statue of Liberty. Now, it has not much in common with the Statue of Liberty in New York City other than the name, but I guess it has a similar pose. It appears to be it's a woman holding up something, so I guess it has that much in common. So possibly some inspiration happening there. And you had mentioned that you remembered the name of that temple?
Yes, it's Mátyás.
Mátyás. Okay, Mátyás Temple. Okay. All right. I guess that's all we really have here. There's probably some hotels and stuff there, and these buildings. So these buildings with all the lights on them, are these just like residential buildings, or what's the deal? Are these like, do people live in these buildings, or?
Well, this is how to say, the bureaucracy district. So that's where.
So these are government buildings?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, I got you. So these are government administration buildings.
All the lights are just for Christmas.
Just for Christmas, so it's not like this year-round?
No, no.
Okay, understood. Okay, folks, I think I'm going to close off here. I actually don't have a lot further to film. Budapest doesn't have quite as many major famous landmarks as St. Petersburg or something like that. There is a plaza called Heroes Square, or in English it translates as Heroes Square or something like that, but it's kind of off in that direction. It's not quite walking distance. We're not going to bother walking there. It's just another big open plaza. Can you describe the basic history behind it, though? Like, can you tell us briefly what it was? It started in the 19th century, right? Like it's
Which?
The Heroes Square.
Actually, I don't know.
I think,
sorry, I don't know much about it.
No, that's okay. I seem to recall reading that it originated in like the 19th century, and it more recently has been used as like a place to commemorate people during the 20th century revolutions, with what was going on with the Soviet times and things like that. Hungary was a Soviet country until Perestroika in 1991, when the Soviet Union broke up, and so we were talking about how things have changed. And it's kind of the same story that you hear everywhere else. Obviously, things are more free now. There's nominal freedom of speech. There's freedom of the press. But Tobal was telling me that very often the press will not print things that are controversial, like if there's like this thing in Russia. You were telling me about this thing in Russia where people were demonstrating in Moscow and other major Russian cities, and they didn't want to print it here at all because they didn't want to to stir up the people, to kind of get people excited. They just want people to be complacent. So it's kind of the same thing. I mean, I think the same thing happens in the US as well. To a large extent, the American media has actually downplayed the Occupy Wall Street and other Occupy movements. Because I guess they want to maintain sort of a semblance of calm and of security. They don't want, essentially they don't want to incite people to riot. And I guess we see the same thing happening here. So Hungary is interesting. It's kind of on the edge of many different things. When I first got here, I had this sort of sense of rampant poverty, and Hungary is. I guess it's fair to say Hungary doesn't have the economic stability of some of the other Central European countries, because it hasn't adopted the euro yet. It's still kind of it's basically Eastern Europe. It's basically an Eastern European country, still trying to kind of struggle and find a solid economic footing after adopting a market economy. So we're still sort of seeing the aftershocks of communism and the switch to a market economy here. So very interesting, a very interesting contrast, a very strong contrast actually with Russia and Central European countries which were not part of the Soviet regime. So I guess that's it, folks.
Film that bus. That's a Hungarian. How to say that? So that's built in Hungarian. It's called Icarus.
Icarus.
In the Soviet times.
Was it used for just like public transit, or?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. The one closest to us, or the one farther away?
The closest.
The closer one. Okay. So this is a Soviet bus. Interesting.
No, it's a Hungarian bus, but it was made in the Soviet times.
Okay, I see. So it dates from the Soviet times.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a Hungarian bus that dates from the Soviet times. Interesting. So we see some old relics here, and like I said, the subway trains. If you saw the subway trains, they are really old. So this is an interesting mix of the old and the new. Hungary is a place where you still see. Wow, check out that streetcar and how decked out with lights it is.
Yeah, that's the Christmas tram.
Yeah, Christmas lights on a... Wow, it's pretty impressive. So, a very interesting mix of the old and the new happening here. We still see some old remains from a bygone era, and we see a country that's trying to reinvent itself and trying to kind of adapt with everything that's happening. I think it's going to be hard for Hungary now that the Eurozone is in trouble, because it still hasn't adopted the euro, and it's going to be difficult to do so now that the Eurozone is potentially breaking up. So we may be finding some problems still in the future. Okay, sorry I only caught Budapest at night, but I'm told that actually the city is best caught at night anyway. It looks better at night, or so I've been told. I don't know. Would you agree that the city is more beautiful at night?
Not particularly.
No, you think it's better during...
But it's still nice.
It's nice. I mean, the lights are nice. I wish I could have caught it during the day, but unfortunately, I probably won't have the opportunity to do so. All right, folks. Signing off from Budapest, Late Blight and Tobal, looking at a thing in a bag, or actually under a bridge.